All right, in this mini lesson, we're going to look at factoring quadratics. And I've labeled this factoring quadratics 1.0 because it's the easiest kind. All right, quadratics can be recognized when highest degree on the variable is 2. Notice that there is nothing higher than a second degree power on our variable. So that means that what we have is a quadratic expression. Okay, and so this is the easier type of factoring quadratics because each of these is in a form where there is no leading coefficient on the x squared. There's no value in front of that x squared. See, there's nothing there. So that makes it much easier to factor. A lot of you remember how to factor this, but just remember that what we're doing here is we are looking for things that multiply to make the constant and add to make the coefficient to that middle term. Okay, so if I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about, okay, so what are values that multiply to make 18 and add to make 9? Start at the beginning. 1 and 18. Does that add to make 9? Of course not. How about 2 and 9? Does that add to make 9? No, still no. The next set of factors, 3 and 6, are our winner, right? We have a set of factors that multiply to make 18 and add to make 9. What do we do with them? Well, we set up two binomials and we put those values in the binomial with x. So x plus 3, x plus 6. And of course, if one of those values was negative, we would have x minus that value, okay? Okay, next example. We have x squared plus x minus 12. Let's go ahead and find values that multiply to make negative 12 and add to make positive 1. All right, let's set it up. Now, often you can just do this in your head. But if you get stuck, we're thinking about it in this way. And having a method for us to think about it allows us just to organize our thoughts. Okay, so thinking about the first group of factors for negative 12, let's start with 1 and 12. Now, we want to think about this in terms of one of these factors being negative. So let's just put the negative on the 1. So we've got negative 1 and positive 12. Add those together, it does not make 1. How about negative 2 and 6? When I add those together, do I get 1? No. How about negative 3 and 4? When I add those together, do I get 1? That is correct. Now notice, if you were to put the negatives on the second factor, if I had 3 and negative 4, when I add those together, I get negative 1. If I get the same value with the opposite sign, is just change the signs on both, okay? And we'll see that, I think, in a second. So we're going to go ahead and set up those two factors. We've got x minus 3 and x plus 4. All right, last example. What do we have here? We have got x squared minus 4x minus 5. So what multiplies to make negative 5 but adds to make negative 4? So we've got something that multiplies to make negative 5, adds to make negative 4. So let's start here. How about 1 and 5? Put a negative on one of them, right? Because one of them will have to be negative to give you a negative 5. Now, if I add those two things together, I get positive 4. Now, remember what I said. If you get the same value but opposite signs, I just want to change both of my signs. And that's going to give us what we want. So I've got x plus 1 and x minus 5. And that's all she wrote on this one. See you next time.